terminated. What does that mean? Me? Good morning, y'all, and judging by the title of this video, y'all already know what it is. Let's go ahead and cut into it. Alrighty, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and do my brows and stuff off camera because I'm not gonna be able to talk to y'all and do them at the same time, so hold on. Alrighty, y'all, the brows are shaped out. They're not carved or anything, but we'll get into that a little bit later. Let's go ahead and get into the story because I've been waiting to do this video for a good minute now. I don't know what's taking me so long, but yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going in to prime my skin with the Evio Beauty's the Pore Perfect Matte Primer. Okay, and I'll start the story off with how it started off with me. So you guys just saw that I came back from vacation. If you have not seen that vlog already, I recommend you go see it. It was so much fun. Nugget had a blast. She started getting more involved with the camera. Hubby and I had this little TikTok reel that we did. I left it in our vlog as well because it was just so funny. So basically that's where the story starts for me. Ironic, right? So I come back from vacation. I had that whole issue at Priceline or whatever, and then I go back to work the next day. Now, when I come back to work, it's Monday, I want to say, and everybody is pretty much doing their own things, like how they need to. I get there at 6 o'clock in the morning usually, and go ahead and get about my day. Fill up the waters, count the cards, do what it do, make it happen, Captain. Okay, going to carve my brows with the Pro Concealer in the shade Warm Honey. And I talk with people, I'm like, hey, I had a great time, what happened here? I show them pictures from the trip or whatever. Nothing too much, you know, because I still have to like get these meds passed and prepped in like 2 hours. And they were like, girl, so much stuff happened when you like went away. You may want to talk to some people in your department because some shit went down. And I'm like, what? So basically, there was this huge meeting that was held about the different positions that were offered at my job. I will not give away the name of my job because I still currently work there. And if I ever want to go back there, I'm not going to put them on Front Street like that. So they basically had this meeting stating that certain positions they needed to get rid of because they needed to save coin, okay? And at first, it was just downsizing other departments. They weren't talking about nursing at all. Going in with the shade Chestnut to carve out the top part of my brows. Trying not to put too much. And I was just like, well, why would they get rid of that department? Like, that department is definitely needed. Then my big boss, corporate, came in and they had the meeting. So that's how we knew some stuff was going down. Okay. And we're just sitting there and we're listening, we meaning them, because again, I'm on a boat. I'm not even in the States. So I'm gonna go in with this for the rest of my face as well. And they were talking about how certain departments had too many people. I'll put the acronyms breakdown on the side. Like they had DONs, which are needed. They have ADONs that are like needed, or so they think they're needed. You have QMAs, which is my position, LPNs, RNs. Different positions have different meanings, which again, she'll be right here. And everybody is definitely needed because in a wheel, you have different like pegs, I want to say, that help the wheel turn, right? If one of them is broken, like I'm talking like an old school wagon wheel, you feel me? Your tire is not moving. That wheel is not moving. It's just going to be lopsided and it's not going to function properly. You may get where you need to go, but it ain't going to be as smooth as it once would have been. Going into my setting spray. This is a rose water setting spray by Maven Beauty. I love it. It's very light. It's not too heavy. I always shake before I use it too. And they were basically saying like certain positions needed to be either downsized, where some people are going to get laid off, and then some people are just no longer going to be used for the company like indefinitely. And there were some positions that they were just like, you can't put that in the indefinitely category because that position is very much so needed throughout the entire company. Multiple locations, mind you. So it's not just the state of Indiana. There's Ohio, there's Nevada, there's North Carolina, there's Kentucky. Like there's different locations. Like you can't just say all these states are now going without this one position. So Come to find out, there were some buildings that were hoarding employees, is the term that they used. And they were having multiple people in this position that only required one person, okay? So for example, there were some buildings that had like 4 ADONs. Okay. You only have one. Then you had some buildings that had only nurses. And it's just like, what? So there were no Qs, my position. Mind you, Qs get paid less than nurses. They had nothing but RNs in their building. Blending this out, and you see like it looks gorgeous. Like you can't even tell this is my skin. I love this one so much. And that is what caused a huge problem because RNs make significantly more than QMAs, right? That's how the thing goes. I believe when I do that pay scale, or I'm sorry, the breakdown, I put like the average pay like per person of what they usually get paid. And that'll like make more sense to you as to why they were downsizing. That one building that had like so many nurses literally like capsized the money ship, if you will. Like it was ridiculous. And when we found that out, we were like, who allowed them to have that many? It's like, so who was checking the books? Like quarterly, businesses usually do an audit to see what's going on and to see like how things are being ran and what they need to improve on. I'm guessing that wasn't happening. But again, that's above my pay grade. You know, I'm a lower rung on this ladder, if you will. So they're doing that, have this meeting, and they're like, we're going to terminate some people's positions. Now, this may sound selfish, but a lot of people won't really study anybody else's position, but they don't. Okay, I mind a business that pays me. Okay, pays me. So to bring this back how it's supposed to be, there were rumors going around that my position was going to be terminated. Not me specifically, but my position across the company board. And I was just like, that doesn't make any sense. QMAs help nurses out a bunch. You have people who literally come in at like 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning as like new patients. You need nurses to assess them, but if they're assessing them, they can't prep the meds and get like the injections or whatever that need to happen for that day, like scheduled and ready to go. That's where I come in. I can legally prep medications to give, double check, like things that are supposed to be happening that day. Going in with some powder. This is the Essence Banana Powder in the Brighten Up category. I tap some off and just put it here, and I'll let that sit for a little bit. So then they're sitting there talking about that. I'm like, well, that doesn't make any sense. They're all like, yeah, because you're here majority of the time. Now, mind you, I am a Q. Okay, but I'm someone in the nursing department. Y'all, I finally hit pan. Can y'all see it? I'm starting to hit pan. I feel proud. So, like, I'm usually one of the first ones in the building for the nursing department because, again, I get here at 6 or 6:30, depending on the day that I'm scheduled. They literally have nurses come in like an hour or hour and a half after me. Now, I'm still in the nursing department, so I can make judgment calls. But there is a scope that I have that I can't go outside of. If it's outside of my scope, I recommend they send them to the hospital because I can't physically help this patient how they need to be helped. You feel me? So all that's happening, and they're literally like, oh, we're just gonna get rid of your position. My boss and her boss were like, that's unacceptable. Qs play a major role in our organization and what we do on a daily basis. Like, you can't just get rid of them. They even said the majority of the time, the Qs are the one handling like the hands-on part and the nurses are doing the paperwork part. Both of them play a significant role. They weren't hearing it. They were just trying to get that money back. But they were like, what are we going to do without the Qs? Well, then you hire nurses in their place. Yeah. I don't know about y'all, but I curl my lashes. I'm just going to go ahead and with that and curl them. But they were very much so upset about it. Now, mind you, all this happened while I was on vacation, so I came back to the big to-do. And my boss was scheduled to come in that day, and I was just like, let me just ask her point blank period, because she's not going to like, y'all can't even see my mouth. She's not going to BS me. She ain't going to lie to me. She going to give it to me straight if I ask for it. Right? I'm like, word on the street is my last day is December 31st. Is that true or is that just false? She's like, yeah, that's true. I'm like, oh, girl, you could have lied to me a little bit. I don't want the truth like that. Like, that ain't straight up no chaser. That's what we do, straight up no chaser. Cool. And then I looked at her. I was like, oh. And she was like, I mean, I'm not gonna bullshit you. Like, they definitely doing some stuff trying to get money back, but I'm not gonna hold you. I don't agree with it. I fought for you. You've learned a lot. You've grown a lot. I've been here at this company for 2 years. And I learned a lot at this company. I grew a lot. Like she said, I started my QMA journey here. Let's start there. Like, I truly did not know. Going in with this blush, it is Wet n Wild Date or Dominate. I loved this. It says Code Dominate. It's like a nice little peachy orange. I thought that's like super cute. I may go in with like a wet liquid blush. I don't know, because this one you have to build and I don't want to get carried away. But she was like, you've grown a lot, you've learned a lot, you've improved significantly from the time you first started here, and I don't think that it's right. But there's nothing that she can do because she's not corporate, okay? She's not the big boss. And the big boss, she was pissed because she already knew that this isn't going to go well. Mind you, it's not just my building. It's multiple buildings throughout this organization. So now you have multiple people being terminated. So mind you, my cruise was December 1st to December 8th. So I come back December 9th. That's when we find this out. But there hasn't been like official letters, nothing like that, emailed out or anything. So it's basically just run-of-the-mill talk. If your department manager told you, then they told you. If not, then sis, you just out there on the pavement, just basically. But everybody's department head has had conversations with employees that it qualifies to have these conversations with. I'm going in with the, what is it? The Smoke It Out. I had it upside down. Nothing too much, but I don't feel like doing a lot today. Going in with this, like, where is it? This pale brown one. And I'm gonna go under my brow. And I was like, so basically, what am I going to do? I've never been terminated, so I don't know what this means. And they were like, basically, you've been a full-time employee for 2 years. You do get a severance package, which gives you 2 weeks pay and cashes out all your PTO. Mind you, I just came back from a cruise. So I don't really have any PTO. So it's just gonna be 2 weeks pay. And I'm like, okay, well, what are the stipulations of it? She was like, basically do what you've been doing. Come in on time, leave on time, clock in, clock out, and you get your severance. I'm like, okay. So now it's winding down. Let's fast forward to today's date. Today is December 23rd. So in a couple of days, I will no longer have full-time employment. I start nursing school January 13th. I'm freaking out because my plan was to work PRN at this company and, you know, just work 16 hours on the weekends and just get it done. Going in with the Blushing Berries palette by Dose of Colors. Just give a little pop of pink. Going in with this one. I don't want too much color, but just enough. And I was like, so do I finish out the week for January 1st? I'm still kind of in shock. I'm not going to hold you. I'm sitting here like, so what exactly does this mean? Because again, I've never had a whole position terminated from a company. And she was like, basically, December 31st is your last day. January 1st, you are no longer an employee of this company. And I'm just like, oof, that's kind of heavy. And she's like, yeah, I know. I don't like it. I think it's a bad call, but they're not listening to us. They're listening to what the numbers say. So they'll figure it out. But if you need a recommendation, I'll give you a reference. Like, I'm not just going to leave you out in the cold, which is something I always love about my boss. She's never just going to like leave you stranded somewhere. She'll always come in and help or anything like that, which every boss doesn't do. Mine does. So I'm gonna go in with like this champagne color. Ooh, no, I'm going with this gold color right here over the lid. Make it nice and festive. So I'm steady working, and you're probably like, well, Diamond, today is the 23rd. Why aren't you at work? Well, my daughter's daycare is closed from the 23rd, which is today, until January 1st. So I switched shifts with one of my coworkers so that way we could still get our severances, because if I miss today, I wouldn't get my severance. If I call out, even though it's a legitimate reason, I wouldn't get my severance. And me working these last 2 weeks guarantees me a check on the 8th, because I get paid on the 8th and 23rd. Or I got paid on the 8th and the 23rd. That still feels weird to say. But I get paid on the 8th and 23rd. So this basically guarantees me I have a whole paycheck for the month of January, in a sense. That's where my mind is. And that's going to be like backup money. So the money that I would have made there is just going to go in backup. And I'm not going to just not do anything. I'm going to keep working agency. Got an agency vlog in the mix for y'all right now. And I'm going to keep making money, because I can't just stop. We're a 2-income household. We're already dropping down to like 1.5, maybe 1.25, depending on how my school schedule looks. And I already know what it looks like. I'm going to do a whole vlog about that as well and talk to y'all about it, because that has me on edge as well. But back to what we were talking about. I feel like I need like a little bit more. So I'm going with some concealer under the eye, and then go in with this blush from e.l.f. It is the Bronze Bombshell. Going in with a concealer of Black Radiance. I love this concealer, and Black Toot Toot. I don't see the name of it up here, but I'll just put it on the screen over here so that way y'all can see it. But this is the perfect under eye shade. Like, look at that match. Stunning. Not putting too much, but I'm gonna let it sit down and get a little tacky. So I am just kind of at a loss, because I didn't expect that. I already talked to my boss about when I got accepted into nursing school. She was ecstatic for me, because when I came to this company, that's what I literally kept talking about was, I can't wait to get into nursing school. It's something I'm working so hard for. I've gotten into it before, and I know I can get into it. I just know I'm gonna get into it again. And I'm literally just like shocked at the fact that the place that I thought I was gonna be working at, I'm not gonna be working at. And it kind of hurt, because I'm like, I know for a fact I've made friends here. I've had some issues working here, but you have issues at every job you work at. No job is just perfect. Sorry if y'all hear Nugget in the background, but she's watching Mickey Mouse, and she may need me to click on to the next episode. Hang on. Okay, I'm back. And I have learned so much. It just hurt. So my last day officially is December 31st. I will be getting a stipend. I will be looking for other forms of employment. I do have like some leads on other jobs that I have, so I'm not too frazzled, but I'm still kind of like, what exactly am I supposed to do? Because for 2 years, my routine has been to go to my current job, work a certain amount of time, do my medications, take my lunch or eat breakfast while I like do my medications, chart, get vitals, like to do things in a certain order. And that's all being like taken away from me in a sense, to where now in January, I am gonna be working agency predominantly until I get a job that I can just solely work like either 12s or 16s on the weekends and get that like locked in. And then start school on January 15th. Now, hubby is still going to be working. Hubby is learning more things on his job. So he's actually like in a sense being promoted. Mommy. Yes, puppy. Mommy. She wanted to come in the bathroom, y'all. Yes, so yes. I'm going to go ahead and put on my mascara. It is by Essence. Going in with the Essence mascara. So yeah, y'all, I got terminated. I am still going ahead with nursing school. There's always a blessing that God gives you in disguise. When he closes a door, he opens another one for you. You just have to make sure your eyes are like wide open to see where that door is. I have no doubt that I will find something to help me while I'm in nursing school. And I truly believe that everything's going to work out. It just throws me for a loop of the fact that, again, I've never been terminated. Like a whole position gone. Like finito. Like, I know, right? Going in with my Essence eyeliner. Do a nice wingtip here. Ooh, she came out cute on camera. Okay. Okay. And I'm going to go in with a nice little pinky pink lip. Nothing too much. This is Wet n Wild as well. In the shade Buried Life. I'm going to go back in and line my lips. In a chocolate brown. Hey y'all, sorry about that. Mommy duties had to call. But going in with this lip topper is going to be Wet n Wild, the Mega Slick in the shade Raspberry Voice.
Here you go, Mom.
Thank you, baby. Okay, y'all, so I hope y'all enjoyed that chit chat, get ready with me, and that wraps up how I found out I'm getting terminated. Please stick around and like, comment, share, and subscribe because you have nursing school hauls coming. We have nursing school vlogs coming. Okay, period, poo. And by the end of this year, we're going to have a nursing graduation in Jesus' name. Amen. So without further ado, I bid you adieu, and I will see you next time. Bye.